Mr. Speaker, I'm just going to repeat exactly what I said yesterday, that the Chief Executive Officer reports to the board. The Chief Executive Officer is a member of the board. Unless and until the Chief Executive Officer's position is taken, it is not the number of times that he's attended or not attended board meetings that will take him off that duty. He's a Chief Executive Officer representing the institution. So if you ask that, whether 3, 4, or 5 consecutive times, he remains the Chief Executive Officer. And so, Mr. Speaker, I think we have belabored this point for far too long. And I think, Mr. Speaker, I should put a question.
Yes, Honorable John Dako.
Speaker, yesterday, I think the leader of the House and my own friend, Defiamepo, actually agreed with us that the Chief Executive position is so important that the Chief Executive should not be allowed to absent himself for 3 consecutive times without just cause or authorization. And so the agreement was for us to defer this provision for further engagement. But for the chairman of the committee to come back to say that, well, the status quo should remain, then it's as if all the arguments we made yesterday came to naught. Mr. Speaker, we had a very, very genuine reason that we are dealing with a 24-hour economy authority, and the chief executive of that authority can choose to absent himself without giving reasons for 3 consecutive meetings, and there will be no consequence. We believe that we need to understand that this is no joke, and that at least the person should be made to give a reason for absenting himself. And Mr. Speaker, this was the case we made yesterday. Nothing has changed. The chairman of the committee has not engaged anybody, and then he comes back to say that the status quo should remain. I think that we should do better engagement on this. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, I believe that this is purely a governance issue. The chief executive cannot be allowed to accept himself and then us thinking that everything is well with the board. If the chief executive in particular accepts himself 3 times for not attending a board meeting, naturally there might be something wrong. So I believe that we might have to engage properly and make sure that either we exempt the chief executive from the other members of the board, or there should be a reason attached to his absence. Because it's going to be very weird that you can have 3 board meetings without the operator, who is the chief executive, being absent. Because if you are not careful, if you have a board chairman who has problems with the chief executive, he can easily connive with other people and have 3 board meetings without the chief executive, actually leading to his sacking. So we have to be clear what we want to achieve with this particular provision, because the chief executive is the operator. So he has to be present virtually at every board meeting, unless he's traveled sick or something that the board is for his
That is exactly the point that you are making.
Yes.
It is because they want to avoid those instances. And the fact that the chief executive is there by virtue of being the chief executive of the institution. The appointing authority is different. So there may be a situation where the chief executive has absented himself 3 times. And by this law, we are saying he's not supposed to be a member of the board. But the appointing authority can decide to keep him as the chief executive. So it means that there will be a board meeting without the chief executive. That is the reason for which we have to maintain the rendition the way it is. So if after consultation The chairman came to a conclusion, just like the way you are saying, that the rendition should be allowed to stay. I believe we have to take it in good faith and make progress.
Mr. Speaker, I think I support, they are asking for reasons, but I support the chairperson in all due respect, because you see, the CEO could be engaged in other equally important activities, and that shouldn't prevent the board from operating. So it would be strange for you to ask the CEO, because they have absent themselves more than 3. So I support the fact that we should exclude the CEO and let the current rendition meeting. Just cause I don't think a CEO will deliberately. I don't think a CEO will deliberately absent themselves from a board meeting. So the current rendition for me should stand. What?
Yes, Majority Leader.
I think it is important that the point that the Speaker has made should be understood, in the sense that, oh please, you are sitting behind me, don't be talking, distracting me. The point that the Speaker has made should be understood. Now, a board to function well and to take decisions will usually need the support of the Chief Executive. It is usually the only reason why it is made automatic that the Chief Executive should be a member of the board for harmonious working relationship. If you introduce a clause that says that if the Chief Executive is absent 3 times, he is dismissed. He ceases to be a member of the board. He ceases to be a member of the board. But he's still the Chief Executive. How are you as a board going to function effectively without your Chief Executive sitting in the meeting and guiding you? And the person who's going to execute the decision of the board is the Chief Executive. So if you push him out because he didn't attend 3 meetings, as a board you will suffer, because the board is not the same as the office of the Chief Executive. So once you are not dismissing him as a Chief Executive and you are saying that he shouldn't be a member of the board, you will have a problem. So I think that practically we've never had a situation where there's been a move to remove a Chief Executive because he did not attend meetings. So let us live with this rendition. Let us live with this rendition, because administratively it is fine. The alternative is equally good, but there's nothing wrong with this rendition. So let's make progress. Let's live with this one and then make progress.